When we talk about the gold demand, the silver demand in the world, I just want to point out the World Gold Council just released some really fascinating data for investor demand of gold during the first quarter of 2023. It was way, way up, both in the United States, which is interesting, and China, the two richest countries in the world. Now, we know what happens to gold eventually bleeds through to silver. Gold is in a battle for $2,000. Silver, $24. Today, we're going to talk to the world famous one and only Coin Shop Chris. I want to get his take on some big stories that are going on that will affect the price of gold and silver in the coming weeks, coming days, and coming quarters. Chris, welcome back to Ron's Basement.
As you know, Ron, it's always a pleasure to be in the basement with you.
Well, what's going on in the markets right now? Gold's had a bit of a bump this week downward, and silver. Any general primary thoughts on that?
Well, I think our last video we did, or the video before, we had a target price of 24.08, and I think we were both right, Ron.
You know, I seem to remember that. Yes.
You know, we did dip below that, but it came back where I think we're right around 24.15 just right now. Not unexpectedly. I don't have no crystal ball. You don't have one, but it was time for a dip.
Yep.
It was just, you know, I think now we're going to start shooting up. It might take a couple weeks for us to regain back what we lost from the 26 high here we just had a few weeks back ago. But I think we're going to start seeing a jump now.
Yeah, and let's just think back to October of last year, just 6 short months ago. Silver was flirting with $17, right? Gold, $1,600. So while the last week or so may feel painful for a lot of silver and gold investors, if we zoom out a little bit, we're still in pretty good shape.
That's right. I mean, we were back, what, 1750 a few weeks back ago? I mean, a few months back ago.
Right.
We're in good shape. I don't know why people are panicking I mean, if you can afford to get some more, I would get more right now.
I want to talk about one of your favorite people. I know you love Jerome Powell, but I think just behind Jerome Powell, you have an almost equal amount of love for Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan Chase. Is that safe to say, Chris?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I used to like Jamie Dimon, but not what he's done in the past now.
Right, right.
You know, he's just gobbling all these banks and these regional banks. We're going to see more banks go probably this month.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be a rough summer.
You know, 3 things we can touch on with Jamie Dimon. I don't know if he still is, but he was recently in China, and there were a lot of people thinking he was part of the reason behind that trip was he was over there talking to them about precious metals, right? Maybe a bit of a conspiracy theory, but JP Morgan, you know, let's say, dominates trading within the precious metals markets. And I heard a few people say maybe he's over there telling them to cool it with buying all this gold and silver. The other thing with Jamie Dimon are the banks, right? We can touch on that. But the other big thing, he just recently said yesterday that if this debt crisis situation doesn't get resolved, that panic would ensue. And we know what happened in 2011 with the price of silver and gold. So any thoughts on that, Chris?
If we don't raise this debt ceiling, Ron, we could see a big panic. Not saying it's going to go to $50 right off the bat, but I wouldn't be surprised we didn't wake up one morning and this didn't pass and we didn't see a 25-30% jump in the prices. Wow. Would not surprise me one bit.
So you're saying that we could see a 25% price increase overnight, potentially, in silver and gold. That wouldn't surprise you.
Absolutely. Would not surprise me one bit. You know, we just ordered another $220,000 worth of silver and gold
Wow.
for the shop. The owner said, pull the plug. This is the time to pull the plug. Let's get it done.
Wow. Wow.
And he's been in the business for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's seen a lot, happen. Could he be wrong? Yeah, we all could be wrong. Could it dip some more? Yes, it could dip some more. Do I think we're going to see $18 silver again? Absolutely not. I don't believe that. I think we're at the bottoms in now. We could see maybe a 50 cent to $1 more down. Then I really think we're going to be off to the races.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Chris. It just seems like to me, nobody cares about silver or gold in the world, like just me and you talking about it. Nobody else really pays attention, right?
And about 20,000 over 20,000 your subscribers care about it too. So on that note, everybody just give this video a like. Let's see if we can get a 30% ratio to the likes. Views to likes. Let's just try it. Ron's goal is 50,000 subscribers by the end of next February. Let's help the guy out.
Oh man, Coin Shop Chris, you're the best. I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that. When we talk about the gold demand, the silver demand in the world, I just want to point out the World Gold Council just released some really fascinating data for investor demand of gold during the first quarter of 2023. It was way, way up, both in the United States, which is interesting, and China, the two richest countries in the world. Now, we know what happens to gold eventually bleeds through to silver.
First Mining Gold is a development company advancing two of the largest gold projects in Canada, Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec. Each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well-financed, has zero debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects.
I heard Keith Neumeyer just the other day talking about silver and this deficit in the silver market. The miners are only putting out about 800,000 ounces of silver per year, but it looks like demand could top 1.2 billion ounces this year. That means there's 400 million missing ounces that are going to need to come from somewhere. But, we can always rely on our friends at the COMEX and the LBMA to find a fair price for the metal. Is that right, Chris?
You mean our friends that like to monkey hammer the crap out of it, Ron? I mean, that's
right.
what they do. They bring it up and they knock it down. They bring it up and they monkey hammer it back down again.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we have to act like they're the casino. Eventually, we're going to win. Eventually, they're going to run out of stuff, run out of silver and gold. We're going to win because we're the ones who hold it.
They got nothing. Look at my
they almost got nothing right now.
Yeah, look at my cup of water. They got nothing, right? Well, it's a little puddle that they have. And I was talking to Peter Grandich last week, and he brought up the fact that they're able to slam it down. And a big reason why, there's two big reasons. Number one, a lot of times there's just not a lot of liquidity in the futures market, and the other reason is there's huge leverage involved, right? They're I think you can leverage up futures contracts like 20 times. So, it's all temporary. In the end, the real metals win. They've got a pretty good track record of doing for thousands of years.
Exactly, but we could blame Susie for making you bring the gold bear downstairs because the gold bear is too big to keep upstairs. So
well,
maybe,
maybe
we can link that video of the gold bear with this one, so people can watch that one. Why the gold bear is where he's at.
That's right. Do you notice anything? Does anybody notice anything different about the gold bear? I changed something about him this morning.
I have no. I
can't. Oh, you probably can't see. He's holding a gold bar. He's holding.
I see it now.
Bar.
Okay, just right over your shoulder there. Yes.
Yep. Well, it's going to be an interesting. Go ahead.
No, we can't blame Susie, but it was like the same day you brought that bear down. the price keeps getting pushed down some more.
Right.
So maybe we need to bring the beers upstairs.
It's under consideration, Chris. It's under consideration. You know, the last thing I'll touch on that that I think is super key to the future of the precious metals is this BRIC summit that's going to be in South Africa later this summer. We're hearing just report after report that the Russians, the Chinese, the Iranians, the Indians, they're all talking about the need for this new world reserve currency and that it needs to be backed by gold. Any thoughts on that, Chris?
Other countries may do it, Ron. I don't see our country ever going back to a gold standard at this time. I mean, you know, I think they're trying to kill off the dollar. Is this everything happening with the banks? Is this all planned? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Is this planned where they want to bring this country down? And maybe after that, when we have the reset, maybe we'll be backed by gold.
Right.
We might, you know, this Fed coin coming out, you know, we'll say it again. You guys do not want this Fed coin. You do not want to go this digital dollar. You got no privacy. I could go on and on and on, but you got no, you're not, the government will know with everything you buy, everything.
Right. Right.
And
thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Ron.
Let's wrap up for now. We'll have a lot more for the viewers. Everyone, thanks for joining us today. Thanks to Coin Shop Chris for sharing his insights. If you get a chance, watch another video, and until next time, you be well.